what's good, man?
What's going on?
For the people who don't know you, introduce yourself and what it is you do.
My name is Cody Cross. I run Cross Promotions and I manage Mike's Paradise.
But you from Denver?
No, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
How long you been out here?
I've been out here since the beginning of 2020.
Oh, nice. Like during COVID and shit?
Yeah.
So you grew up in Alabama?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Alabama, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I moved around.
Out there?
You know, I started playing football out there when I was like 6 years old, and you know, just was out there till I was about 10 years old, and then we started moving around because you know, then from there moved to Tennessee, started doing stuff up there football wise. Before I got into the music business and stuff, I was playing football for like 20 years. I played all the way up to semi-pro football.
Dope.
Yeah.
You a country boy for real then.
Yeah, that's what they say.
You got some siblings and kids and shit?
I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
Some people think I do sometimes, but as far as you know, as far as myself, no, I ain't got no kids. I just got some brothers, things like that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Shit, are you a full-time manager, or is this you do something else?
So I'm a full-time manager, but I'm also you know, full-time doing security out here in Denver as well. I've been doing security since I've been out here. To me, it's very volatile out here.
Yeah. It is. But you get to see that entertainment world from every aspect.
Exactly.
Like from the drunk person to the rich celebrity.
Right. I've been in the clubs, you know, like I worked at Rhubarb, I worked at Lime, I worked at, you know, all the way up to working at like Cervantes, and, you know, just really, I've done over 200 sites with like corporate businesses and things like that. So just like to get moved around, really. I did a lot of after parties until they started kind of shutting those down a little bit, and you know, for different people. So
nice. So what got you into like the management and the promotion thing?
Well, I used to be real big into sales, and my best friend, I've known him for my artist Mike. I've known him for over 15 years. We went to Child Corps together, and he asked me to be his manager, but I didn't know anything about it, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of like from peeping in from a distance, when you first get into it, you know, to me it's like real political and real drama, you know what I'm saying? You see a lot of drama happen, and to me in the music business, it's kind of political. Yeah. So I told him no, like the first couple times, you know what I'm saying? But you always want to make sure your best friend's in the best hands, you know what I'm saying? So so that's how I started. So I eventually came to him and was like, yeah, I'll do it, you know what I'm saying? And I just kind of started learning from there. And at first I didn't really like take it as serious because obviously I didn't know nothing about it, you know what I'm saying? But then as you grow like more hungry and you're like, you want to see your friends succeed and you're seeing everybody else, then at that point it's just about making sure things are taken care of, you know, getting them on shows, getting them on podcasts, you know, getting them lined up with features possibly, blogs, just nonstop working as far as the management side goes. Sometimes a lot of people don't even have what I call the back end of the music career taken care of, you know, with like BMI or ASCAP, or some people don't know the difference, you know what I'm saying? And so that's something I had to educate myself on.
Educate people. What is the difference?
So like, they really the same thing, to be honest with you, in ways, but I like ASCAP better because it's better customer service. Right. You know, ASCAP's kind of newer than BMI, but a lot of people, they use BMI. I see more people use BMI than ASCAP, but you know, that's like your PROs and things like that. So then you have your distributor, which a lot of people, when they start out with like DistroKid. And we kind of turned, after some things that happened with DistroKid, we left DistroKid because just because we seen how things work with DistroKid. So I think that when it comes to your distribution, it's very important, like data-wise. You want to make sure you're getting paid and things like that. So, which falls all the way down into, your copyrights and, a lot of paperwork on the back end if you really look at it. But if you do it right, you'll get paid from everything that you do. Even with sync placements, that's huge before you start getting into sync placements, because you want to make sure the paperwork's right.
Sync placements is like when they put your shit like on TV.
Right, or movies, TVs. I got a friend of mine, he's had all kinds of stuff put like in BMF and, just, to me, it's a blessing to see what that kind of things can do for those kind of people.
So take care of the back end.
Right.
Like, it ain't all about just making the music with the cools.
Exactly.
The back end to get you right.
It'll get you caught up too if you don't do it right, especially when you start doing like features and things like that with big artists, because that is the one thing I've learned in the past when working with bigger artists. You always want to make sure the paperwork's right, otherwise, it can get taken down, or the label's not aware, or, it's really a headache sometimes.
You turn to some pointless money spent.
Right, exactly. And then you spend more money to get it fixed.
But do you remember like the first big thing you did for Mike? Where he was like, damn, I'm a fucking manager. Like, I did.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of crazy. So I got him a very big thing. I think it was really early, but your best manager is always going to put you in a place that you're not really, like, you are ready for, but you probably shouldn't be there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, they give you an opportunity that jumps out, you know what I'm saying? So for me, we did the T-Rail feature together, you know what I'm saying? But I made sure that was perfectly put together whenever we did the business with that. So we got the track Run with T-Rail, which now we're circling back around, to the show. So now they're gonna sing the song together, and for an artist that's big, you know what I'm saying, when it's time to kind of come together, right. And then I put him on the Aaron Ray show. That was really big for us, because a lot of the stuff I put my artists on is like tours, and tours is like some of the hardest things to put an artist on. A lot of, because you got to go through talent buyers, and they want to know how many tickets you can sell, and sometimes the contract be messed up because they don't know how good you are. So when it comes time to getting paid, for your first contract through a lot of these venues, it might look messed up, but it's an opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
You establish like a relationship based.
Exactly. Proving yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. So what's your educational like background when it comes to like management, like your qualifications?
Well, I'm working on my bachelor's from Full Sail University through music business, which is a very accredited school for the music business.
If you know about music, you know about Full Sail.
Right, exactly. It costs money, but it's going to be worth it because there's so many connections that you build. Actually, a lot of your managers and people that are in the industry have gone to Full Sail. So it's a blessing to be able to do that at the same time. I started doing that about 1.5 years ago when I was like, man, like I kept hearing about different things, and I was like, man, I should really go to school so I could get in there, So I started doing that, and I think what separates me apart is also just as far as the management side is like I've done celebrity security, so I get into the background. Networking is probably my biggest advantage that I have over a lot of managers and a lot of things, like I would say, at least.
You're not an introvert, like you can.
Well, you can't be.
Yeah.
You like, it's like when I feel like when you're a manager and you're really trying to put your artists out there, you need to be the extrovert and go out and network and be in those green rooms, and you need to be introducing yourself to talent buyers and other artists, and you need to be putting, you in a way, you might not be the face, but you are the connection. You're that line to make business happen.
Like liaison, catalyst.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one thing I do pride myself on. That's one of the things I introduce myself. My name's Cody Cross. I manage Mike's Paradise. Oh, who's Mike's Paradise? You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's an R&B artist here in Denver, Colorado. And with us traveling so much here lately, it's coming handy. So
it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. So what's your ideal artist to work with? Like, if you wasn't working with Michael, like, even if you add an artist to, you know what I'm saying, your stable artist, like, what would you look for in an artist? Like, I could take you on and like do something with you.
So, in the music business, it takes money, man. You know what I'm saying? The manager forks a lot of money, and the artist forks a lot of money. You know, you kind of have to build that bond with that person. Yeah. It's a business, you know. So the ideal artist, somebody that's like very dedicated to like songwriting, somebody that's dedicated to really being in that studio all the time, because you always want to be in that room, because you never know. Like, we record at side 3, so you never know who's going to be in the other room, in the other studio. It could be another artist to work with. And when you're talking about like other cities, also when you get into other studios, you want to stay in there nonstop. I feel like the work ethic has to be on point as an artist, especially when you're first starting out. You want to be pumping out as much content as possible, because nobody knows you. You want to be dropping music, every month. Just these days it's about the content though. You want to be stable on making content. That's the big wave right now, and I'm preaching to the choir for myself right now, because I'm like, dang, artists need more content.
Shit, what's your goals like with you and Mike?
Well, a lot of people want to go the independent route, but I think that you have, in my belief, I believe that getting signed helps you to it. Like, no matter what, your first deal is going to be messed up.
Right.
But I feel like it's what you do with that deal, because you can buy yourself out of that deal eventually. You know what I mean? So I'd like to get my artists signed to a good deal. I'd like to be able to market my artists more on a bigger level. I feel like my artist has definitely has the capabilities to go far. That's the thing about being a manager. You got to believe in your artist.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. So for myself, that's probably the biggest thing. I feel like my artist can go very far. It's just about how much. Like I said, sometimes it could be a money thing. Sometimes it could be, everybody has flaws in what's going on. It's just all about perfecting them.
Y'all be arguing a lot about shit.
Yeah, everybody's got a bump somewhere, you know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, this, being here in Denver though, I think being an R&B artist here in Denver, you have an advantage, because there's so many rappers, you know what I'm saying? So when recently I looked at the list that Westward came out with, and I felt disrespected.
Right.
Because I was like, wow, my artist ain't on there. But we was on the Aaron Ray show. We went to the Alabama Music Awards, which the difference between Denver's and Alabama's is it was like 1,000, 2,000 people down there.
Right.
My artist plays top 20 at Coast to Coast, down in Miami, not the local thing where they just show up and stuff.
Right.
We did a show with Nick Lavelle last year. I've really put a lot of I think it's just about dropping the music. I feel like some people here that are in control of those blogs, you know, such as like Westward, they don't really know our community too much, and I feel like that's a flaw because they mix into everything. Versus
a lot of times, like when they come out with they things like I haven't like heard of a lot of those folks.
Right.
Like, it was my first time, and I got to like research them. Like, okay, they alright.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying, but I never heard of them.
Right, exactly. And so like I look at things like that, and I'm like, okay, it's no disrespect to that person or whatever. You cool, you know what I'm saying? Like you dope, but like
there's some grinders.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying, to those people. I'm just saying it's sometimes in this industry it's about who you know versus what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So some of those people I feel like they just was at the right place at the right time probably. So
shake the right hand, you know.
Right.
What advice would you give, you know, up and coming artists, managers, promoters? Like, what would you tell them?
Keep networking your tail off. You want to make sure you want to get in those rooms with those artists like I keep preaching about. That's business opportunities is what I call them. And always nonstop grind. As far as a local level, work with local artists. Build your catalog around local first. That way you're actually building yourself up. You know, I feel like here in Denver, we need to come together more. I think that is one thing that Denver Spotlight is doing for the community recently, is they're bringing our community together more. I think we need to come together more as a Denver music scene instead of be political about it, because, you know, ain't nobody really, you know, when it comes time, you know, you might need that person. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. One thing I hate really is local beef. Like, I feel like that's the most counterproductive shit you can do. Is be out here grinding and making a name for yourself on a local level. Then you beefing with someone who's doing the same thing.
Right.
It's like y'all tearing each other down.
Exactly.
You're stopping yourself.
And I love Denver, don't get me wrong. When I first came out here, I was really touting like where I'm from, playing, you know, Alabama. It was the whole Alabama CU thing. A lot of people didn't like that, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not from here. But I think, like, as a new person coming into Colorado, the biggest flaws of when people come here, they feel like they can just change the scene, and they feel like they can just change the culture. Right, that's been here for, you know, a long time. You know what I'm saying? You can't change a scene that's been the same way for, you know, a long time. It's, you know, that's
do your part.
Exactly, or do something different for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Do something that'll stand out.
Right, and I think you gotta love the community too. You know, you gotta come together with the community. Me, I do love being out here. I love meeting new artists. You know, I love just talking.
Favorites out here?
I do got some favorites, you know what I'm saying? You know, Ray Reed's one of my favorite.
Yeah. You're a legend.
Right, yeah, I love Ray Reed. Ray Reed, if it wasn't, you know, that was the very first show that we got on when I came out here, was the Ray Reed show. And, you know, that's my dog for sure. I feel like Ray Reed I feel like he should already be signed, personally, you know what I'm saying? AP, Trev, you know, when I first came out here, I was trying to meet all the big dogs that was out here, you know what I'm saying? 10 to 10 Birds, you know, you know, I fuck with all of them. I think that their music's dope. I think that everybody's got some differences, which is dope for them. You know what I
like about all them? I don't know Ray Reed. That's the only person I haven't like met and talked to about starts music. But like all the other people like you named, they like genuinely good people too.
Right.
Like you wouldn't think who they are out here.
Exactly.
You just walk up and talk to them. Like, cool as fuck.
Yeah, I remember what I did when I first came out here. I would just keep tagging Trev Rich and stuff. I'm sure it was annoying as hell. But I'd be like, hey man, so then we had this rooftop event that we did. And I wanted to like meet him. So I was like, hey man, we having this, come on out. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time I met Trev Rich. And then, you know, I feel like Trev Rich could do a lot for the community too, you know what I'm saying? And he does, in many aspects. But you know, what I think about though, because everybody talks about the Trev Riches and the APs, and of course the Ray Reeds, 10 to 10 Birds, you know, all these people. Who's the next people up? You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm looking like, okay,
who's the next crop?
Right? Who's the youngins that's making the work? You know what I'm saying? Like, so then I look at like E Money. I don't know if you know him. I look at you know, oh man, there's been a couple of people, man. It's actually been like, oh, okay, this one dude, he's from Florida. I forgot what his name is. He reminds me so much of Kodak Black. It's unreal. I forgot what his name is, but he's cool. I mess with him, and you know, we have a wide open spectrum when it comes to artists. I think we have a lot of rappers, you know, specifically. As far as R&B artists, I've really been liking this girl, Estefani Art. She's on my lineup too. I'm really new to her, but I'm really messing with the music.
I heard of her.
Yeah, trying to think who else. You know, I do like Kayla Ray. Kayla Ray is cool. You know, everybody talks about Danae Simone here lately, but I really didn't see her that much last year. You know what I'm saying? So for myself, I'm like, I would like, you know, if you watching this, I would like to connect with Danae Simone eventually in the future. You know, Home, I really like Home's music.
I just really recently discovered her.
Yeah, she's dope. She's really, I think she could go far too, you know what I'm saying? I think that she has the ability to go super far, and her manager's dope too. Her manager is gonna put her in, I believe in that group right there, if anything, for sure. I believe with the background right there, they can go, the sky's the limit with that one. So, yeah.
Dope. So let's talk about Mike's Paradise, man. Like, if you had to explain Mike to someone who has never heard Mike or heard of Mike, what would you say?
He's like a tank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the closest thing that I could think of when it comes to Mike's Paradise. He's like a tank, you know what I'm saying? Very passionate. The music that he makes is you know, I've had people come on and be like, oh, I can make love to this music, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what...
It's real R&B.
You're right, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, in a sense, we've kind of lost touch with real R&B is, you know what I'm saying? Like, people love that old 90s R&B, you know, R&B is kind of, you know, as a growing R&B artist, it's difficult right now, unless you're like established and everything else. But I'll say, you know, I think over the next couple months, I think, you know, we got a new EP coming out at the end of next month.
What's that called?
It's called Misunderstood, and it's beautiful. It's probably the best project or the best stuff that I've seen Mike come out with in a long time, and it's something beautiful. And the reason I say that is because the music, you know, when my artists write, they talk about real life things that have happened, and so it's like whenever I listen to it, I'm like, well, where did this happen? You know what I'm saying? And so it makes you kind of think. And so I think this song called Chances, it's got like a Chris Brown vibe to it. It's really dope. Christine is dope. Got the Car from Stephen King.
Okay.
You know,
that's hard.
We got this song called Dog coming out later on this year. It's kind of like a, you know, you got that dog in you. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like an Afro fusion is what we call it. So we kind of diving into that a little bit.
Tinkering with the sound.
Right, exactly. As an artist, I think you should explore other areas, but when it comes time, you know what I'm saying? You want to establish yourself first. But I think this year for sure we got big plans, I think this year is definitely the year for my artists for sure to,
What's out now? Like, what singles he got out right now?
A lot of people like Nightfall. He sung that for Record Breakers 2 years ago when CEO Larry and all them came out.
I remember that. Jones' mom.
Right, yeah. We got probably about 20 different songs out right now, you know what I'm saying?
Just singles or?
Yeah, just singles right now, because we wanted to be able to build a catalog and then come out with the EP and albums. So let's see here. We got a little bit of stuff on SoundCloud too that nobody's really heard of, but to me that's some of his old music.
Yeah. So you can see the growth though.
Exactly. That's important. Yeah, exactly. I feel like every year is different though. I set myself and my artist to very high standards though.
You ain't going to cheap shit. Right?
Exactly. I take it very seriously with who we work with or the work ethic that we put into with Mike. Sometimes it's frustrating, you know what I'm saying, between both of us, but that's what makes it a business at the same time, and between our friendship as well. It ain't
gonna be smooth sailing shit.
Exactly.
Fight through something if you want it.
Exactly. There's been times where we yelled on the phone, you know what I'm saying? But that's because we love each other and we have passion in this, you know what I'm saying?
Like that. I was supposed to be like, man, I'll talk to you tomorrow. She wants some bullshit.
Right.
It's supposed to be like that.
Right.
Come back with cool heads and come up with a plan to reach.
Right, exactly. The one thing I will say, we got to meet Rainwater our first year.
All three manager?
Yeah. A lot of the things that we've done is just it's because my artist wanted to do them. He wanted to be able to like with the coast to coast thing. He wanted to do that because he just wanted to try it out and see what it is, and that's just kind of like adventuring into your artist career. You know what I'm saying? Mike, I think, I think he's gonna go very far too. It's just all about getting to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Being in the right rooms with people that are ready to invest that kind of money to make it get to the next level.
And get in that room where the money at.
Yeah, and that can be difficult.
But that's really a reflection on your journey.
Exactly.
That's your journey.
Right.
You making the music. Your journey is getting in the room.
Exactly.
That won't be the perfect team.
Right. So so Gary Leon, if you listening to this, go ahead. Reach out. Let's work. You know what I mean?
That boy up.
You're right. Because I promise he the next one up. As far as trying to, I believe in my artists. I mess with Jay West too. Jay West is cool, but I like him playing the cello.
Yeah.
Jay West. When it comes to the voice though, for my artists, I tell people, I'll be like, this is how you know, and you can separate the difference. Turn the music off. I want to hear his raw vocals. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can really listen to a singer. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you balance like y'all's friendship versus the business?
Well, that's definitely, it can be hard because we're both so passionate in it right now, you know what I'm saying? And so sometimes we take trips, you know what I'm saying? Like I go to Houston, me and him's fixing to be taking a trip to Las Vegas next month. We try to have break periods where it's like we're not focused on the music. Or we're not, because I feel like that's really where your pen writing comes from. is
living life.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just a journey in your life by itself. So sometimes a lot of people, what is it called when they can't write?
Oh, writer's block.
Yeah, writer's block. That's because you've had too much stuff going on, or you're thinking too much, or you're not. To me, you're not like living life. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a block because you feel like there's nothing to write about, but you could write about anything.
All right.
You know.
You gotta go do something.
Right. Exactly. You know.
Where can they find Mike at?
They can find him on Google. You can find him on Instagram, all streaming platforms. That's Mike's Paradise spelled with a Z. Paradise spelled with a Z. And Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, everywhere.
And he the only person with that name.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
You can't miss him. Google
right, exactly.
And all that shit will pop up early.
Exactly. Yeah, he's the only one with that name. You know, that's a big problem too. A lot of people, they
got the same name.
Right, they got the same name and they don't realize it until they register it, and then all of a sudden you're putting it up and it's like, dang, there's like 10 of them.
Yeah, there's too many little Treys.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Little Trey, little Snoop, little Chopper, it's all
right.
There's too many of those. Is there anything that I didn't cover that you want to say about you, your journey, Mike, anything?
I think it's been a blessing.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you came from homelessness. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a homeless area to now you growing and you're really living within your means.
Yeah.
And just enjoying life. You know, it's a beautiful thing. You know, I'm a huge Kevin Gates fan. So like for myself, it took me a minute to understand a lot of what he was talking about, but you know, I think that's just part of life, you know, like just it's a journey. You know, whether it's bad or good, you got to live through that, you know. So
that's hard. That's hard. I went through a lot of shit like me too. So but I kind of look at like 3 years ago, I was shooting videos. I'm still shooting music videos and shit, but like I was nobody, and they played with me. Now, like this is a prime example. They told you need to come on my platform, like
right.
trying to build my name up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like with my platform. So I'm forever grateful for like the community of Denver and how they embraced me when I used to feel like I was ignored as a rapper.
Right.
But it's a journey because it's highs and lows and that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think you just you gotta hype yourself up.
Got talking shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like me personally, like I'm very big. Sometimes people think I talk too much, but me personally, it's like I back it up. You know what I'm saying? Like one time I wanted to do shows, so I was watching from a distance. I'm like, well, how do these people put it? I didn't have nobody. I didn't have no mentor. I had myself. You know what I'm saying? And then I started talking to the right people. You know, shout out Kevin Keynes. You know, Alvin 3D. You know what I'm saying? I really watch how those people do things on a professional level and how they conduct business, and that's exactly how I'd like to, conduct myself in a professional atmosphere. I feel like that goes a long way when dealing in a business atmosphere. People like Squizzy Taylor,
Squizzy's super cool.
Right. I love Squizzy. Squizzy's cool. Every time I see him, I tell him, be like, hey man, you're doing wonderful, beautiful things for the community. Keep doing it. Believe it or not, it's definitely coming from the heart. So it's not easy. None of this stuff out here is easy. You got people on the verge of, just a lot of trauma, killing themselves or depression. You got a lot of people out here that are actually really suffering, but they put it into their music to get out of it. It's an escape.
Yeah.
So I think, so coming from the homeless atmosphere for myself, I'm like, dang, Cody, you came a long way. Now you got T-Rail coming out here, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, we talk about even a bigger budget here in May for a bigger artist, and I'm just like, when I look at my journey over the last 2 years, even, you know, or 3 years, I'm like, wow, Cody, you really did that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and so it's very emotional. So it's tough because the people, I think the one thing for myself that I kind of look at right now is like, you wasn't there when it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now you coming around and you trying to, what's the word? You trying to get a little shine off of it, even though you wasn't there for me when I was in my struggles. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of that.
Right. So.
Pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I got people from high school that just be coming out, and I'm like, bro, like I ain't seen you in 10 years.
Yeah, like you
Right, exactly. So I mean, it's cool.
Like that.
Right. Yeah, it's cool. I understand it, but I just like I look at things like that, and I'm like, but to me that happens to a lot of people.
It does.
So.
Then everybody was doing anything good. It don't gotta be shit that put us in the spotlight. It could be you got a good job and they see you done bought a house. You know what I'm saying? They want to be close to that.
Yeah, they don't see the 12, 16 hours that I work right now to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Me and my artist, we both work 12, 16-hour shifts doing security, and nobody sees that. You know, nobody sees oh, okay, well now we gotta put that time in to over here with our job at the same time and be like, hey, sorry, we can't come in because we have this passion over here that we're more passionate about. So then we gotta tell our job, hey, you know, my artist asked me the other day, you know, what would you be doing if it wasn't for music? I said, I probably wouldn't even be here in Denver. I'd probably be in like Dallas or Atlanta or LA. The reason being is because I like to travel. You know what I'm saying? I like to. But the cool thing about Denver is the money out here. The money is, you know, where I'm from is $7.25 an hour versus here it's, you know, 19.
Yeah. Shit. Talk about the show that's coming. What they need to know. How can they get tickets? What's going down, man?
You can go to Eventbrite, type in T-Rail Standing on Business. We standing on business March 21st. You know, that's why we call it Standing on Business, because I take it very seriously. You know what I'm saying? We got T-Rail, Mike's Paradise co-headlining. We got Estefani Art. We got Project Nay. We got Trey Funk the Dawn. We got I think this lineup is stacked. If you want to talk about a group of people that is really standing on business and really putting that work ethic in, I feel like this is the group, and has been, you know, some of these people have been doing it for a while now, you know. Shout out Project Nay, and you know, I think Trey Funk, you know, he definitely needs to start getting on more shows too. I think that, I think this is going to do a lot of good. How
would you go about selecting the artists for the show? I know Mike is automatic.
Right.
T-Rail's the headline.
Yeah. So, I like diversity.
Yeah.
I like to be, so I look at everything. I'll be like, well, how can I market to everybody? You know, when you're a promoter, I feel like that's important because you want to get as many people through the door as possible. You know, when it came to like things like that, I was like, I really want to like pop my shit this time, but I want to get some people from here in Denver. So I was like, I got Project Nay. Then I was like, all right, well, how can I cater to, you know, the Hispanic crowd or the, you know, so I got Estefani Art. At the same time, she talented, she great. So I was like, all right, well, we did a show with her. She sounded great. So I got her. So then we, you know, I was like, all right, well, how do I make the sound a little different? How can we pop this thing really wide open and make this different. And I was like, let's put Trey Funk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like,
I love that shit, man.
yeah. I was like, let's do, I don't care who it is, let's really bust this door wide open and really bring the community in. You know what I'm saying?
That's something everybody gonna be in here.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's really the
right. And I've been like looking at other shows during the time, and I'm just like, that show cool, but this show really got everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very happy. I'm pleased with the way people are fixing to start rolling out. I think I'm not an artist, but I think my drop gonna be crazy. I got something definitely planned. Shout out Director Av, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna work on something.
That's my boy.
And I think it's just about what you put into it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go just as hard as these artists do as a promoter, that's why I'm here.
Shit, even harder.
Right, exactly. Because I gotta,
man, will you be my manager?
Right, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be the forefront.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without, sometimes you can't depend on the artist.
Yeah.
You gotta show them that you the one that is passionate in this, and you can do it. So that's what I'm bringing to the table this time. It's like, okay, well, I learned the other two shows. When I brought Nick Lavelle out from a Halloween R&B show, I was like, all right, that's cool. But where did I mess up at? You know what I'm saying? Where was my flaws over the last couple shows? And so I learned from my past mistakes, and I can truthfully say on this one's gonna be one of them ones where it's like, okay.
Got that shit buttoned up.
You're right, yeah. My outfit, stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming with a swag to it. You know what I'm saying? At my show for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it completely different. We're gonna have the Maybach. For my artists, we fixing to be pulling out all the stops. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a PR run right now, and multiple platforms. I'm kind of like Oprah Winfrey right now. Oh, you could get an interview. You could get it. So I'm hoping I get on the radio. That's the next venture. Hopefully, I'm trying to get on KS 1075 or The Drop or something like that. Yeah,
he's that guy.
Yeah, I just like to. I feel like when you put in the work in, you should eventually you reap the rewards off of it. So
God knows, bro.
Yeah.
God always knows. So you think this shit is worth, it's for all for nothing.
Right.
And it just blessings just rain down on you, because if don't nobody see it, God see it, bro.
My very first show that I ever threw, I didn't know if people would show up at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I went to the back. I learned a lot off of my first show. You don't want to be the one that cooks food or nothing like that. You just want to get a vendor, and I was just like, after that, sound, things like that. The one thing artists, if my artists hate the sound, I know other artists hate the sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Coming from a singer's perspective,
Yeah.
So I always make this, I don't care if I got to hire somebody. I don't care what it costs. That's the one thing I always take pride in. I'll be like, my sound was on point. You know what I'm saying? And
that's the most important part of the show.
Exactly. So I think also bringing it back to Coco Bongos is going to be great. I'm the first promoter.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that they had went to Westworld, was like, oh, we're not doing no more rap or hip hop shows. And I was like, oh, okay. So then, my boy, he's over there now. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to him, and I'm the first one to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, we got to do this good now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it gotta be big.
Right.
But one more time, tell them the name, the date, the lineup.
It's T-Rail and Mike's Paradise. We're standing on business. We got Trey Funk the Dawn, Project Nay. We got a lot of loaded talent. Be different. Be different. My boy Be Different flying in. He's Anthony Edwards' brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So I met him with Mark Battles.
Okay.
If you ever heard of him, I met him through him. He's with Quality Control, and so So when I heard Beat Different, I was like, I gotta get him on to my next show, man. You know what I'm saying? He popping his shit right now too out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you can find that on Eventbrite. You know what I'm saying? Right now we're doing a deal right now where the first 50 people can get tickets for $20. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to make sure people can get in right now for an affordable price.
Hell yeah. All right, so we talked about your background. We talked about management promotion, your journey throughout it. We talked about Mike's Paradise. We talked about standing on business, started headlining T-Rail, Mike's Paradise, Project Nay, Trey Funk, The Don, it's Stephanie Art.
Yep.
And Be Different.
Yep.
And if I forgot somebody, my bad.
No, it's cool. It's a full lineup.
Which is formerly
Old Herman's Hideaway.
Old Herman's Hideaway on Broadway. Now, I'm about to ask you some random questions. I always do this shit.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're gonna turn it up a little bit. They like chicken and beef questions. I got like 10 of them. What's the very first thing you do when you wake up?
I take a shower. That way I could just be clean for the day, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something you want to start your day, definitely. Or like make my bed, you know what I'm saying? Discipline people, that's how I learn. Yeah. Always make their bed first because that's the beginning of the day. So.
Best advice you ever got?
Stay humble.
Yeah. Describe the perfect sandwich.
Oh man, I'm a turkey guy.
Me too.
So, you know, I like lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, mustard. I like it on that Italian bread, though, you know what I'm saying? It says Italian on the front.
Yeah.
I like that thick bread, but soft, you know what I'm saying? Right, yeah, so you know, and like people be like talking about the differences between like Walmart turkey and stuff, but I like that, what is that, boar's head turkey type stuff. But me personally, I like the pepper jack cheese, have a little spice to it, you know what I'm saying? So that's me right there, yo.
Hell yeah. Soul food or Mexican food?
I'm a soul food guy because, like I said, yeah, you know what I mean, cornbread fed over here, you know what I'm saying. But that's why I like Kesta's food. Shout out Kesta Walker, you know what I'm saying. I love that man's food, man. I've had him travel with me to Atlanta just to have his food there. You know?
That's my dog.
Right.
Live on location.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Martin?
That's kind of tough, but I like Fresh Prince, but Martin was cool too, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Say you like in a studio session. What's something that an artist can say that immediately make you stop the session?
I feel like if people ain't taking it seriously, just like I'm an energy type of person. So like so for myself, like if you just sitting there partying, you think this is a party, I gotta go. Cause for myself, it's like, man, this shit expensive. This is $60 an hour where I go, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you start getting blocks, 10-hour blocks, you in there all day, you wasted my money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, hey, after about an hour or two, even like 30 minutes, you know, the moment my artist get in there, he straight business, you know what I'm saying? So
time and money.
Right.
It's 2025 now. So we about in March. I'm sure there's been some impactful moments so far this year. So I would say this question is, what is your happiest moment this year?
My happiest moment this year?
Yeah. In the first 2 months.
I got a car.
Let's fucking go.
I got a car close to my birthday, and I had been without a car for a while, and I was like, man, I really, you know, to get to the next level, I gotta go. And I fixed to get another car. I got 2 cars in 1 month, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to get this other car, so I'm gonna trade this car in for a better car, like a Charger or something, just to really pop my shit off, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want something I really love, so.
All right, finish this sentence. If I wasn't a manager or promoter, I would be.
If I was a manager or a promoter, I feel like I'd just be a businessman still. I've always been somewhere in business, whether it was timeshares or just sales, probably sales manager. I think we're just somewhere business-wise.
Good shit. Last one. What's the most important thing you've ever done?
Most important thing I ever did?
Yep.
I recovered from my addictions.
Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. All right. Interview over. We talked about your background. We talked about management. We talked about Mike. We talked about the show. I asked you my random questions. They getting better and better. I'm gonna start adding some more. I need to spend some time, kind of throw some more in there.
No, it's cool.
This is the time, and like in the closing moments, I tell my artists to talk their shit.
Right.
So at this time, you can look in this camera, say whatever you want, however you want, to whoever you want, promote your socials, do all that good shit. Cody Cross, talk your shit.
All right. Yeah, my name's Cody Cross. I'm the next one up in the city as far as promotions and management-wise goes. I'm the biggest silverback gorilla in the city right now. I'm really popping my shit, really putting my money where my mouth is. You know what I'm saying? So just be prepared for what's coming next, because every time it's going to get better and better, and I'm learning every time. So just, you can find it at Cross Promotions on all, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. Cross Promotions 23 like Jordan. So, that's what I will say.
Yes, sir. I'm Vic Carter. This is Cody Cross, owner of Cross Promotions. Now go to that motherfucking T-Rail show, March 21st.
Right.
Go to that T-Rail show. This has been another episode. Check out Mike's Paradise too. This has been another episode of What's Good, and we out this bitch.
You heard?